German is an interesting. Guten Morgen. I just like saying that. German is an interesting language. Schala. Gedanken, Terry. Correct and a lie. Welcome. My name is Sam Hill. Let's start out with chat. A wild German lady appears. Sam, they are slandering Beck. The flasher lay Purbo and Wazzy Doggy. I was willing to give Jeno a chance, you know. He was talking about Jesus and cool things. He let me in chat, and I gotta credit the motherfucker because a lot of weaker people don't allow free speech or me or mate in their chat. So I was hopeful, and then later I heard him going after the Beck. So I don't think he's saying that redemption song, you dig? But we all need to be open, I think. Rise up. Action, slacks, music. I think that's Maddie. Welcome. Welcome. Mein Herr. My German is terrible, but actually it's kind of a cool language. Yeah. Take out the Nazi history, and one appreciates a lot of things German. Whatever else, German lady can present truth. Let me know about my audio. That's why she's important. Sha. Did I spell it wrong? Oh, the N should not be there. Sorry. Welcome, Mood Poisoning, who will probably have many opposite views if she stays here. She's basically the co-host of Gedanken, Terry. That means kind of deep thinker, maybe gloomy deep thinker. That's how I think of Terry. And that's how I did it. Well, maybe I did not. Maybe I did not. Reading glasses. Maybe I actually have some reading glasses I got recently. The worst thing is trying to find them all the time. Bitte. German for it, please. Free speech. Allow it, mods. Let her. I'm glad she's here because she can represent Terry. And Terry is one person I'm interested in. And I want to disengage, Jake. I want to disengage from most people talking about me. And I want to go into more of a rambling, but kind of idea, intellectual based kind of conversation, maybe funny. And I accept the views will be lower, but I want it. I want something real. I don't want crap. And crap is fine. Popular is fine. I like a good drama, but I want to mix it up more with things that matter. Thank you for being here, Mood. I hope you're still here. I don't know. Donka. Rise up, and Nocto is probably the only person I'll invite up if you want. I think he's eating Irish stew or something, so he might be here. Very important. Muy importante for my Latin friends. I did spell it wrong. I'm sorry. Mood poisoning gets in the first correction. Gedanken, our thoughts. And what about, what is it? Grubler, Gedanken, gloomy. The Germans do gloomy the best. Denke means thinker. German's fun to pronounce, even if I get it wrong. Terry and Baby L did the nasty. Let's see. Terry um, Gedanken, and means thinker, and Terry and Baby Love. Now, I want to talk about three people who I think are interesting. The rest of the people, I know people talk about me. I really don't want to have anything to do with them. Sometimes I'll need to correct because they don't matter. I was going to do a title, People Who Have Things and People Who Don't. People who mean things, mean somebody, and people who don't. And Baby Love has my interest, right? Most of the people, I'm not like, there's a thug like a guy who doesn't even use language grammar correctly. I don't want to acknowledge him. He wants a tangle, but he's not worth it. He's not worth it. By the way, I purposely mess up my grammar because I like the pronunciation of don't better than doesn't. But I do it intentionally. Some people are worth it, right, German lady? They got some bright, but a lot of these people, I'm going to do my best. I'll mention them, but I'm not interested in little man or thug light or I'll tell you who I'm interested in, and that's getting into, I think, more important conversation. I'm interested in Terry Gendonken, and I'll tell you why. Thank you. I like learning languages. I was thinking Grubler. That's what I was thinking. That's what I wrote last time. Grubler or Denker means thinker. Now I thought Grubler meant more of a gloomy kind of thinking that Germans specialize in somehow, I think. And Terry and I actually should have a dialogue about important things and less important things. Like I've been in Germany, and we could talk about Germany. And one thing is, there's Germany should be more powerful than it is, but by history it isn't. So Germany is so powerful politically, civilly, culturally, compared to Russia, but Russia is more powerful, really, bottom line, because they got the bombs, the nuclear bombs. But if you look at the economies, Germany is the strongest, richest country in Europe, but they don't got the bombs because of history, obviously, World War II. And that's interesting too. I think Trump wants to give them more power, just like Japan. Historically, Japan, because of World War II, lost most of its military power. But people change, generations change. German lady. Does he regret after seeing May's stream where Baby Love had a nice cam slip? Baby Love, I want to start with correcting lies. Baby Love, I treat you with respect, and yet you don't seem to understand. You think you said I'm a creep? No, I'm a conservative, happily married man. The man you were in the chat when you were calling me that is a creep. Talk to 3 exes. So that's wrong, Baby Love. I wanted to only show you respect. One thing you were wrong about. You said, let me show you my respect. This is my likeness for Baby Love, right? You accused me of being a cultural vulture. That's gross. Art, for example. I put up German art because I appreciate it. Just like if you go back, I don't know if you have, I put up other art, American, French. So I think you cheapen um, the dialogue that hopefully we have by being wrong. Art is to be appreciated, no matter the color, ma'am. And you're wrong. And I live in California, near Los Angeles. So practically, a lot of Hispanic is my culture because it's been adapted into the culture. It's the predominant. It's a predominant other culture than maybe when you think of America, and by numbers, it's the majority. In some of the Los Angeles locations, it's true. The LA Unified, there's more Spanish-speaking students, first language, than Caucasian, than English. So I think you're really unjust, and I think you're really fooled, baby love. I've only treated you with respect, and yet you disrespect me, and you fucked up. You fucked up the respect, baby love. You did, because you haven't been fair. There's no music supremacy that belongs to any group. That's why music is so universal and democratic. And you need to get your heart groove on, baby love. And I have some critical questions for you. And it's not going to be about Mexican art, which I really like. Questions have come up about you. May Noodles brought up her thought that CB Clips was right, but I don't know. See, we can ask questions here, and you can clarify, and I won't bullshit you, baby love. Like I think you've been bullshitting me. Did you get paid $20 from Terry? Maybe others. I didn't slander you, baby love. I repeated words. May Noodles said that you're a prostitute. Did you say, at least I get paid for it? At least I get paid for it. If true, is it true? And if true, do you get paid by other men for phone sex? See, we're getting to the real here. I wanted to talk to you about politics, and you disrespected me. You don't tell me that I can't be affected by ICE pulling people out of cars. That's not your issue only to speak. I'm an American. It's happening in my country, and how dare you disrespect me? Really. I was hoping better for you. Instead, I got worse. You call me a creep? I've been happily married for a couple of years, from a decade. Conservative. Someone said your boyfriend is in jail. Question, is he? Question, if he's in jail, did you take money for phone boning sex? And I'm the creep? Your best friend, little man, just had a conversation he put on air with his niece, and he's talking drugs. Inappropriate, certainly for a 50-year-old man. Is that okay? I don't think so. You're showing yourself baby love. You want the truth, or you want the lie that you're as good looking as May Noodles? At your age, you're not old, but you really want pretend. I don't. I don't want pretend. Why don't you get real, baby love? That's what I want here. Real conversation. I went one of my trips. I think it's called People's Plots, People Plaza, and it's built in the old East Germany, and I hate it because everywhere you look, as you walk around Berlin, there's Big Brother. I think it's basically a communications tower. It was in what was then East Berlin. Big Brother. But groovy things can happen. I went there and I met a beautiful German student. I think she went to Humboldt, and she took me to a place where her and her friends took over an apartment building. I don't know, they call it People's Dwell, I don't know, in German. And I stayed there 2 weeks. And I met her walking around. You know, you meet people in different ways. And we got talking. And anyway, Brandenburg Gate, so historic. And I think there's I can't say the name, Birchen Garden, bunch of gardens, symbolic, and when, Terry, you know this, when East Berlin became part of all of Berlin, at this gate, people showed up, there were fireworks. It was cool, man. Germany, fascinating country, and people are nice. But I got yelled at, I remember. It was really strange. You go to Italy, you know, go on the trains. People are friendly. They don't give a fuck where you sit. But in Germany, German lady, if you're listening, I got in the wrong seat. You know, I was over one seat where I was supposed to be. And the guy who takes the tickets came by and started yelling at me in German just because I was in the wrong seat. And that speaks to a German characteristic, that they're very precise, very law-abiding, very structured, which works so well in making cars. And but it don't make well for warm emotions. So German personality is fascinating. The largest immigrant group to America is German. There were more German immigrants than any other group. And currently, probably more people have some German blood than maybe English. Real conversation. Germany's happening intellectually, even militarily, because I think they're sending Ukraine a lot of weapons, and they're part of NATO. Anyway, I want to talk about all kinds of things, man. And I realize the views won't be like drama. We'll have some drama. I wanted to be with people who count. And most of these people who attack me and made noodles, in a way, it's a compliment, because after 7 years, people are still talking about me. Yeah, it's negative, but I'm a force. But now I want to use my education, my smarts, and my experience to have conversations with people who count. And Terry is equipped to make a difference, but he isn't. And identify. He's stalled. And he's also talking to the wrong people. People who don't want to learn. People who want to tear down. People who don't want to add. And yeah, not the smartest people. But there's an issue of money. Just like with our society, world, that One of the people in his chat, I'm talking about Terry, he said his real name is Frank, is giving apparently him money. So is he corrupt? Are you corrupt, Terry? And not having money affects streams or attitudes. I don't take no money. So buy Terry a coffee. I will. But it's interesting to me that a person who apparently, I'm talking about Terry, let's call him Terry, had a good job, had money, had love, had money, is now without love, asking for money, which is his right, but I think it's sad. And identify with him because I'm kind of stalled myself, even though I will announce, not give you my name. And if I'm doxxed, this won't happen, but I am running for mayor. Terry asked, what am I contributing? Well, my own history, dude. First of all, biology, I've produced 2 children, right? Uh, 2 adults in love produce 2 children, and they're doing just fine. And they're going to contribute, probably, hopefully. They got privilege, which makes them have responsibility. I taught for a couple years, and more when you include substitute teaching and student teaching. And I was a great teacher, especially with severely emotionally disturbed. So I contributed there. People don't ask me about this, but the job I worked the longest that I quit involved promoting peace. You don't think I helped? Yeah, I did, Terry. But that's a great question, right? To be or not to be. Some of us are expected by our family history and our own conscience to contribute. And when we don't, some of us, like you, Terry, do feel stalled. And it's sad. How are you using this platform, small as it is? How are you using it, dude, to search for truth, to better yourself, to engage in conversations about the real world that mean something? No, you are not. You are cheaply quipping. That can't help your self-esteem, dude. Self-esteem and confidence is a big deal after a breakup, right? After a great loss. And dude, you're not showing it. You're showing your weakness, dude. So I think one of my comments was, there's this movie, and then I'll get to chat, with Cher, right? And this guy's married. It's a movie. This guy's married. And he's not married to Cher, the character. But something happens. Real life. He fell in love with Cher. And she's going, no, you're married. And she slaps him. He says, I love you. She slaps him. Snap out of it. Wake up. Get back to life, Terry. Get back to living your life. You son of a bitch. Quit feeling sorry for yourself. Most people in the world have it so much worse. You want to buy a ticket to Philippines, dummy? But Terry, and I don't have an especially need now to talk to you one-on-one. This is kind of cool. It kind of forces me to focus on what's important. And it's kind of changed me because I don't want to respond to people who have no substance. Baby Love's channel is called Baby Love Substance. Well, your substance is less baby love if you don't get it. And you don't get me. You're disrespecting me. And I deserve respect, baby love. And I respect you less. I tried so hard. And you let your bullshit dictate and dominate. Still, I think you're a smart lady, baby love. I think you got miles of joy. But those roads are filled with bullshit. And you gotta go around or clear that bullshit up, baby love. Because there's something about you that I like and draws people. But you're drawing the wrong people. You need to purify your watercolor for a prettier picture and your life. But you interest me. You're one of the people I want to deal with. Another one, I want to clarify some lies. Now we get to Charlotte. There's a thug light person. Wants to fight with me. I don't want to fight with him. He's not worth it. But he propagates the lie. He brought you up there and he's using you for hateful reasons, Charlotte. He's bringing out your works. But there's one lie I want to clarify. I really don't want to deal with him. That, Charlotte, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? Are you okay? Credit to that scumbag. He uses that phrase. That I'm not an alt. I had one alt in the last 5 years. It was Tony, and I don't use it anymore. And I didn't even keep it a secret. So I'm being attacked because some alt, Sam Hill, whatever, but not me, attacked Charlotte. Charlotte, come on. I'll say it to your face. Don't be a dummy. I'm not that alt. And then this thug light says, well, who'd want to clone? Who'd want to alt Sam Hill? As in his chat, there was Sam Hill American with a K. Charlotte, you can be however you want to be. You can attack me. You can be hateful. You can throw away the years of fun and goodwill. Go ahead. You're really into it. But I'm not really going to go after you. I'm not. I think you're smart. You can be funny, witty. You can be fun. Or you can be now. That's pretty much my attack. I'm choosing to remember the many years we had fun. Because what gain is it for me to attack somebody I really liked? Somebody I really liked. I don't want to. I don't intend to. But when there's lies, like I'm being attacked because some alt said bad things to you, Charlotte, and you believe it's me, don't be a dummy. It wasn't me. I'll say it direct. But my intent is not to fire back, but to remember all those years we had fun. Hardly a negative word. Sometimes we disagree, but that's what I choose to do. Your choice is your decision. But I'm not going to attack you. Maybe I'll respond because I want to talk to the people that I think matter, people who have something, not the people who have nothing. Baby Love got kids. May Noodles got kids, and I do, and that's a lot. That's the future. And I got education, I got smarts, and yes, I got ethics. And I want to go to a rambling kind of way rather than he attacked me, I attack back. I want to talk to people of substance or people who want to have fun like Nocto and actually have substance. German lady got substance. Whatever you say about her, she's been slandered. Sam, they're slandering Beck. By the way, RDA's modded in this guy, Genos. I wanted to give him a chance, and right after he was cool to me, I thought, is he back to he's back to slandering? That's too bad. Beck is stand-up. She can't help it, you know. She could easily pass like a lot of people, right? Turn the other cheek. Beck could do that, but she can't. Her nature is to fight against injustice, and sometimes she's right, and sometimes she's wrong. But the bad guys have tried to silence her, right? Terry, you speak of free speech, motherfucker, and are you bought off by somebody who wants to stifle free speech? You get it, Terry? You get it, Frank? No docs. He told us his name is Frank. I don't docs. I saw in your chat, Terry, Baby Love, did you dock somebody? I hope not. It seemed like there was a dox. I like art. The art doesn't belong to one culture there, Baby Love. And artists don't say, I think, my mom is an artist, don't say, oh, I only want this group of people to appreciate my art. I think the true artist produces art based on the human condition, not the brown or white or condition. You dig, Baby Love? So stop with that. Don't disrespect me. I've only shown you respect. But if you want to dissociate, cool. And I won't talk about you. But stop your bullshit. Grow up. Get a pair. Most of the people in chat don't, especially the men. Yeah, I had to get reading glasses. But the worst thing is I can't find them all the time. And it creates anxiety. Oh, my life is so hard. Really, right? I remember one time. Yeah, I was reading New York Times about the poor Ukrainians and the children dying. And then I couldn't find my vape pen. I couldn't find it. And I had more anxiety trying to find it than anxiety reading about that horrible situation in Ukraine and the Ukraine-Russia war. Life, right? Anxiety, right? Poor people sometimes are the happiest. And I know from experience because my wife is from the Philippines, right? But they are. And that should tell us something. But better, whatever you say, see, the poor people in the Philippines generally are happier people. But fuck all that when your kid gets sick and you need money to take your kid to the doctor. Real life, my wife's, this is a little tricky. My wife's sister's friend's child, poor, right? Best friend of one of her relatives. That's it. Best friend of one of my wife's relatives, probably a niece, had stomach pain. Very common. But it got worse. And talk about medical care. No insurance. Her family, I think the average Filipino income might be $1,200, $1,300. The child didn't want to bother her parents knowing the cost of going to the hospital. The next day, maybe it was appendix, I don't know, it burst and she died because they didn't go to the hospital. So don't tell me that it's better to be poor. It's not. Don't tell me that when there's not enough food. But in general, the people personality are happier until they have need. God bless America. And Germany has every country in the Western world has free medical except USA. So Germany, I would think Germany, they're so precise. Their medical system is better than, say, UK. There's personalities based on nationality, and Germans are a high-achieving society. The Jewish people who had a terrible experience in World War II, high-achieving. Historically, it kind of interests me that if the Nazis had not gone after their Jewish citizens, citizenship was later taken away, that because the Nazis evilly went after the Jewish people, Einstein, one of the fathers of the nuclear war, ended up in America. No, sorry, he didn't end up in America. But Einstein wrote a letter during the war to Roosevelt, president of the time, saying, the Germans might get a nuclear bomb. We better do something about it. And Roosevelt got in his military, and that was the motivation for the Manhattan Project, which produced the atomic bomb. Imagine if the Nazis had the bomb and had an Einstein, and a lot of those scientists were Jewish. Would they have won the war? Maybe. If they had the bomb, they would have. There's such an evil cost to hate. 6 million innocent Jewish people exterminated. If you're a bigot, you might say, okay, you don't like the Jews. But the reality is, out of those 6 million, there might have been a cure for cancer from one of those people. We know that the Jewish people who I respect, like they're 10% or 15% of Nobel laureates. So the bigot, the evil, can applaud the extermination of 6 million innocent people. And there were more. Jews weren't the only ones, but I'm talking specifically about this. Society would have benefited. Society, if you have a kid who has cancer, and one of those people might have grown up, or one of those people might have immigrated, whatever, you lose. We lose. We all lose from hate. These immigrants being pulled, some of them do righteous jobs, helpful jobs. You want the crops picked? You think all Caucasians want to do it? You get what I'm saying? So I've always said, base it kind of simplistically on, has a person deserved to be here? Have they paid taxes, obeyed laws? Many gone to church, helped people? Do they deserve a path to citizenship? Say they've been here 20, 30 years? I think they do. But simplistically, does that person help America, society, practically? Of course, get rid of the criminals, bad ones, of course. So it's a smoke screen. You go for black or white, and you get lost. Just like I argue with this guy, he uses the pronoun they, we. Bullshit. We need to look at individuals. Souls come in number one. I was going to title this um, 0 is 1. Terry had a really interesting observation that in computer, they deal with computer simplistically has 0 and 1. But Terry said the first counting number is 0. So 0 is essentially 1. I like it because it goes to the complexity, right? People are complex. Bitte, that's I think that's please in German. I said Deutsches Land, and I was corrected. Terry's Deutschland. He's right. But I try, and I like languages. Deutschland. Just like a lot of Americans don't travel. So they go to France, and they say, wait a minute, this is supposed to be Florence. Well, a lot of names Americans use are not the names the people use. You go to we say Moscow. In Moscow, the people say they're in Moskva. You're not in Rome. The Romans call it Roma. But a lot of people don't seem to get that idea. So I corrected, or I think I corrected misperception from Baby Love. And you disrespected me, ma'am, and I only showed you respect. I corrected the lie that don't hold me accountable, Charlotte, for a alt or clone. Probably doesn't even like me. That's stupid. Don't be stupid. Dislike me with your intelligence. Actually, you shouldn't dislike me. I don't dislike Charlotte. And she has gone on the path of attacking me more. And I need to tell myself, I need to be better, and I don't intend to respond back. I don't intend to respond back, Charlotte, but I want to remember most of the time. It might even, in terms of time, the time we got along opposed to now might be 99%. Is that stupid to try to remember the good times? I don't think so. So those are the things I want to correct, the lies. I want to tell you, I do not want to deal. Here's a likeness of Terry. I don't want to deal with people I don't care about, who aren't very smart, who don't have substance. Sam Hill's substance. That's not necessarily true. Because loss or somebody without anything can have substance. But people who just bullshit and attack and slander and lie they're not for me. They're not for me. I like truth. I like truth, don't you? Apparently not everybody. And I wanted to be my best, and I studied and have life experience and with money, with politics. And Terry says, by the way, I did contribute, but I'm going back in public service. I got to win an election, not a big election. My city's not that big, but I'll make a difference, Terry. What about you? I'll make a difference, Terry. Being part of a political process, and hopefully I win. I'm pretty confident. What about you, Terry? What are you doing, Terry? What are you? Get off it. Stop your self-pity, Terry. Grubler. Denker. Go do something good. Start your life again. You're going to say, oh, I'm not ready. Well, how is it beneficial using your quips for bullshit, dealing with lesser character and intellect? Don't tell me you got Einstein's in your chat. You got hate. Einstein's an interesting character. The myth is he was terrible in early school. No, he was late to speech development. He wasn't at the top early, but he wasn't a failure either. Math there's abstract math, and there's the kind we learn in school. And Einstein, his mind was in the universe, changed the nature of the understanding of reality, and he helped change, maybe in a very destructive way, our reality, because he was one of the theoretical giants that produced the evolution of the atomic bomb, right? Probably, if anything's going to destroy us, might be a comet, but the more likelihood of our destruction, God forbid, is nuclear weapons. Because we've seen what they can do. We've seen what they can do. Rise up to the truth. How about rise up to good conversation? That's what I want. Doesn't always have to be meaningful. Hopefully there'll be laughs. But meaningful is okay too. And I've used this platform for years to learn about myself. And I was thinking, Proust, Remembrance of Things Past, this French writer, happened to be Jewish too, by the way, talking about influential. Talked about the impreciseness of memory. And as I watched Terry a little bit, I remembered that I had messed up a sequence in talking about an important event in my life. That the event happened, the story happened, but I got the time sequence wrong, right? That's one way to judge, I think, truth, because each memory can be right, but it won't be exactly precise. I was thinking about that because I told the true story, and I told the story again on air, and then the thought came in, wait a minute, I got the sequence wrong. Memories change, but the basis for memory should be foundational, and it is. But sometimes I'll get Hollywood Boulevard wrong, but I got a life, I got a story, I got stories, I had my decadence. When you go through life, there's no stasis. Things are going to change whether you want it or not. And I made a choice basically to conserve. I have a very conservative life now, and I like it, right? Even travel. We don't travel like we used to. COVID has something to do with that. But it's like a choice. And by the way, try to enjoy this conversation, if not me, the people in chat. I'm really into, meaning believing in. Enjoy the mundane. Enjoy the moment. Don't, and my religion is kind of based on the future, hopefully life in heaven, but I like this idea of just enjoy the cup of water when you're thirsty. Enjoy the love when you're cuddling, spooning with the person you love. My wife has this problem because in the Philippines, things are always problem-based. You always need to be thinking about how to get water, how to get food, blah, 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 blah. And I tell her, just enjoy the good parts. The relative we're putting through nursing school. The fact that we go to sleep, wake up together. Even at wrong time. Sometimes we go to bed together, but we end up in bed cuddling. I like to we're sleeping. We're not even sleeping, and just having my back touch her back. Little moments, right? Little moments, big moments. And I need to, and I think I do appreciate love. That's what divorce can do, or loss. It can make you sensitive to the good things, right? Because, yeah, Terry, I was talking about existentialism. Basically, we're all alone, and yet we're not. We're all alone when we're born, and especially, I hear tell, when we pass. Meaning that how can we understand not existent? In a religious way, I guess you can. So yeah, I want to talk about important things and name things and things that are important to us. Little things, conflict, conflict. If you don't have conflict, you don't have art. You don't have literature. You don't have movies, right? Sometimes the best thing about conflict is if it can move us, right? Loss, because change is hard. But as we know in reality, at the smallest level, nothing is really solid. The computer screen or screen you're listening to is not solid. At the atomic level, everything is just swirling around, man. And then we talk about gravity. We really don't understand gravity. We understand the effects of it, so an Einstein can make his theories. So yeah, multi-dimension and gravity keeps us in our human forms. Originally, we formed from stardust. I like these Joe Rogan shows where they have the physicists come in. It's just, what's that hippie? Blows my mind. Like, we can't imagine trillions of light years away, right? But that's what it is. It's 21 people can be a lot in matter, but to get travel through the universe, we're talking light years. Humbling, fuck, humbling. Chat. Maybe Knock Dope might come up. I love May coming up. I really do. She's my favorite, but I end up going hours. So if I solo, it'll be under 2 hours. It could end at any time. Let's see how chat. And when I go solo, I have more time to read chat, fewer excuses. Free speech, allow it from her. Because mood poisoning came in. She was with Terry. She's like Terry's co-host. So if she comes back, she's welcome. Because I want opposing critical views, as long as they're not nasty. Thanks for being here. I thanked her. Donka, rise up. How about rise up to free speech? How about rise up to let me and May be in a chat? Now the people who won't allow us to chat, I don't want to be in. I really never liked it. One guy said, come up mano on mano. I didn't come up. And then I wanted to meet with him one-on-one. But really, I want smart. That doesn't make me arrogant. Do you all want to listen to a smart person or a stupid person? Well, if they're hating, maybe the stupid person. But that ain't for me. I'll take a wild German lady. Very important. Muy importante for my Latin friends. And I think maybe I read this. Gedanken are thoughts. Aren't they more gloomy thoughts? Whereas denker means thinker. I think I might have read those comments. Let me try to find out comments I have not read. Did Terry get catfished? Don't know. Because, honey, who are we talking about? The lady. She resembles Chris Seiberg. Chris Seiberg was or is martial arts, UFC woman fighter. Is she from Germany? But she's very rigid, strength, unemotional, a monster, or was in that world. Ronda Rousey, did she fight Cyborg? And Cyborg won? I forget. I used to really like Rousey. Read her book. Ronda Rousey. Terry better never call out my gender anymore, because what he is crushing on, Jesus Christ, I don't like saying that. The Lord's, religious Christ, don't. Okay, sorry. So picky. I'm trying to. Who are you talking about? Who does Terry? I hope you tell us. Was Terry Levin on? Oh, thank you. So here's the thought. Allegedly, I heard this, right? The thought that I think I might have mentioned it earlier. Did Terry pay Baby Love $20 to have phone sex? I think that's what you're referring to, which I mentioned earlier. Because I came at Baby Love innocent, respectful, and I'm interested in seeing who you are. Terry goes at German lady, which is interesting, right? Because they're both German. Get rid of this picture. Sorry. Not the best picture, I think. Not the best picture. Ladies of Sha. Now, those ladies I respect. They never turn their back on me. They're always super cool. Right, ladies? Yeah. See how polite they are. Anyway. I'm after more rambling. People like Russell, don't ramble. Well, I'm going to. I like that. And I can say many different. Terry is a bore. He can be, right? But when he talks about me, he's not. So I don't know. I don't know if because he's always talking about me or Abe. And when he gets off us, his views go down. And then sometimes he gets back on us. Well, Terry, I'm not doing this for the views, or I'd be having people come up. And I know I'll get fewer views, but I'll be better. Conversations will be better, and it will matter. Because right after we watch most of these streams, none of it matters, but sometimes it does. And that's what I'm after. And we can get ridiculous, talking about best kind of coffee. Or we can talk about existentialism, which has to do with Billie Eilish. What are we here for? What are we here for? Don't you want to know? Don't you? A lot of people don't. But on Sha, a lot of people hopefully do. It's not allegedly. They literally admit it on the video. Okay? Are you talking about the $20 thing? The best technicians, correct. Electronics, correct. You go into a lot of even things like dentists, and a lot of the precision tools are German. Cars, I disagree on. I think the Japanese certainly make more reliable cars, and maybe the Germans make better cars in a performance kind of way. BMW versus Toyota. Tools, I think you're right. And Terry brought up a good point. See, he brings up some good points. There's a reason why Germany never nearly won the world, right? And if you look at the population or even the geographic size of Germany or Deutschland, it's not bigger than a lot of countries, doesn't have more population. And yet, it's true. The evil Nazis nearly won. And that has to say something about the German character, both good in performance and evil in ability to implement extreme, psychopathogenic. It goes to authority, right? Regards to authority. Führer means my leader. So allegiance, psychologically, brilliant, but capable of evil or good. But so that's what I'd like to talk to Terry about. History. History tells us sometimes about the future. If you know the history of the Russian people, you might understand what's going on Ukraine versus Russia. If you understand the Ukrainians used to be the old Cossacks, you might understand the culture that propels them at current to take on a gigantic country. The analysts said it would take Russia a week to reach Kiev, take over Ukraine. How many years is it? Well, if you know the history of the Ukrainians, you might say, fuck, they're going to be great fighters. And you would understand that the Russian style of war is grinding down. I talked about the German lady, that I'm not creepy, and then a German baby love. Do you take money for phone sex? Is your boyfriend in jail? Does he approve of that? Do you know that you associate with really horrible people in some chats? So I want to learn about this baby love. And I started by sincerely respecting you, really, because I was impressed that you cared enough to call out, I think, a violation of human rights by my government against illegals, the good ones. You cared. That's it, German lady. She cares. But that might be a hoax. Let's find out. So far, calling me creepy? What about a little man talking about drugs inappropriately at 50 years old? He's talking to an 18 or 19-year-old niece. You don't think that's creepy? That guy does not act to me like a 50-year-old, but more like a juvenile. You don't think your friend wanting to orgy with May Noodles isn't creepy? You need to light a candle. You do. You know what I mean? Do your rosary. Does Baby Love know about him and Mallory? No, I don't. About German lady, you need to, for me and other people, I know you do streams about popular streamers, but why don't you do a stream about vids or people attacking you? Just don't go for number of views, German lady, really. Like, I'm not going for number of views here. You think people want to hear me talk about Kafka? Want to buy a bridge? But some people do. And those are the people I want to speak to. And I think Terry might be one of them, not Poon Handler. Oh, someone said that Poon Handler had a heart attack. If true, say a prayer for Poon Handler. I want to find out. It's hard because Poon Handler once phoned me. He said he was having a heart attack and he made the whole thing up. But if true, say a prayer or think kindly. I want Poon Handler to be healthy. The guy who owns his channel came on and said he was going to have a triple bypass. I don't know, because the guy lies. But if true, let's wish him well. I do. I'll say a prayer for you. In triple bypass, they take, I saw this on TV once, an operation. They take veins, I think from your leg, healthy veins, and they take out the clogged veins from your heart, and they replace them with the healthy ones, I think, from your legs. But to do that, they have to stop the heart. The heart has to be stopped. But if you stop the heart, you go dead. So what they do is they have, while they've stopped the heart, the patient is under, I think, obviously. They hook up with tubes or something to a machine that circulates blood while your heart is out. And I think, I'm not sure, Lydia could speak on this. She was a medical student. So the heart stops. And then after they finish, you better get that heart going. And they do it with something to do with temperature, I heard or saw. I don't understand that. But of course, the heart now starts up in a healthy way. Or, I don't know the stats. Let me just say 1 in 10,000, but I don't know. Or the heart doesn't come back and you die. But you die if you don't have the operation, I guess. But biology, right? And that's what I like to talk about too. How remarkable in the old days. I'm not going to time like, let's say, I don't know, 60 years ago, you'd have a heart attack, and they didn't do much for it. You have the heart attack, or you're having the heart attack, and you better live through it. But now, what do? Now when you have a heart attack or a blockage, the most common operation is they put some kind of catheter through the blockage, and it clears up the blockage. But then if you have more blockages, you might have to have the open heart. So I don't know what's going on with Poon. Someone said he's going to Houston and he's having a bypass. That's the one where they open up and stop the heart for a while. The other one, I used to know the name of it. That's more common. That you have a heart attack. They get you to the hospital. Time is really quick. And then through the groin, Europeans do it through the wrist more, but most American physicians, through the groin, they take, Lydia would know this, they take some kind of a device, and it goes through the arteries to the blockage, and it somehow balloons out, gets rid of the blockage. It's such a common operation, but I think the patient in that sense is still awake. The more major operation would be the heart bypass, which means Poon was probably more critical. Biology, I like to talk about that too, man. I'm looking for a backdrop. Everything can be talked about. We don't just need drama. And the views, I like good views, but the conversation means more. So, did I see Dana a little bit? I hope so. What a great person she is. I'd be like honored. I think I might have saw her here. Nocto might come up later, or I might end it. I'm not going to go more than 2 hours. I know I say that, but I'm solo. So, going through chat. German lady has been slandered evilly. German lady is a lady, but really evil people slander. And someone said, why does Stephanie not like German lady? That's where the lore comes in. Stephanie's associated with RDA, and RDA is slander German lady. So you get it? That's why. Is he a bore? I'm not bored with him now. I'm interested in his struggle, German lady, because his life is stalled. He's experienced great loss. Now he's taking his time to talk to hateful people. I think it's a waste. His quips are a waste. I'd say, why don't you explore your life? Why don't you explore what happened to your relationship? Why don't you explore what caused you to burn out? Maybe you went too hard. Maybe next time when you go back to work, you won't go as hard. It's like my back, right? I'm not old, and so I started digging up my backyard, and I get obsessive like that. I go 12 hours digging, and then the next day another 12. So finally it gave out. So I went, whoa, I learned. So now I don't, go 12 hours. Going back to chat. Germans are incredible people, and Germans as a group is prejudice than other countries in Europe. So they've learned, right? Germans learn. Their universities are top tier. And this one lady that I met at, what's the name of it? German lady would know the proper name. It's not Alexanderplatz, is it? But this big tower I met, she went to Humboldt, if I'm correct. Isn't that a university, German lady in Berlin? I think so. Yeah, if you go in Berlin, you look up and there's that horrible, I think horrible, because it's like under East Germany, it was probably used to survey the populace. Aesthetically, I think it's terrible, right? I think so, but I want to get to Dan a little bit here. If you see Dan a little bit, please click. Dan a little bit is part of my history on YouTube, and one of the best people who took a courageous move. Well, it wasn't. Dan a little bit made an unpopular move and did a wellness check on a woman who passed out, who might have been dead. And Dana a little bit had the ethics, because she's been criticized. I think she might have saved the life of Lemonade. At least the possibility was that Lemonade was in trouble and required a wellness check. And by the ethics of Dana a little bit, her therapist ethics, and by her heart, she did the right thing. And I always honor Dana a little bit, even though Lemon's a dummy. So moving on. Thank you, chat, for showing up. You notice a theme. They're all smart people. Here's another courageous guy who is Hispanic and shows courage and toughness and righteousness and taking on someone bigger stream. YB Clips. Please, whether you will agree or not, sub to YB Clips. It's not allegedly, they literally, I read that before. I'm sorry. Okay. YB Clips has some kind of a thing, conflict or affection or dislike going on with Baby Love, which I don't understand. All I know is he provokes the truth. He propels the truth. And if he's not correct, people can go check it out. So I really respect this guy. But did he dox? If he doxed, that's wrong. Did you dox YB Clips? Not sure. Did I read this before? The only thing Baby Love is denying is that she charged them. She's going to try to say she does it for free. Either way, it's still puta. We're over 18. Puta is a prostitute. Spanish whore. No, whether she charges money to me is a big deal. If she doesn't charge money, then you have to ask, does she have a boyfriend in prison? And is that okay by him? Right? But if she doesn't charge, I think that means a good thing, right? Good thing. But then you have the boyfriend. So it's complicated. But if she charges, I was thinking about, is it technically illegal? Because prostitution is thought of as getting sex for money. So I looked it up. Most jurisdictions, it isn't. But I don't know. There might be a couple, Alabama, some of the ultra-conservative states, it might be. But taking money for phone sex is not the way to go. Duh. But I wouldn't, I don't know the circumstances. Because if a boyfriend says, okay, I'm in here, don't be with them in physicality, but on the phone. So we don't know that. So, but it's certainly troubling, right? It's certainly troubling. I will speak on things that people have accused me of that I need to correct or give my view, right? Give my view. My wife, my first wife was not a virgin. It didn't bother me. It didn't bother me. My annulment wife was not a virgin. But my wife now was a virgin. So someone said I had a virgin fetish? No, that's stupid. But learning about women in college, I did learn that if a lady, because not everybody comes to college freshman experience. Some are virgins for religious or other reasons. I learned, and I don't know that much about women, but I learned that if you have a lady, if you're engaging in sex, and she expresses great pain, it's okay, and maybe the right thing to do, stop. And I learned it, and I would do that. And I would say, okay, I don't want to hurt you. It's supposed to be pleasurable. A little bit of hurt, I think, is probably necessary biologically, right? You have to break that hymen. But when you're in great pain, I would say a couple times at least, let's stop and let's cuddle, let's kiss. And if you want to try for sex again at a later time, let's do it. That's it. How does that become a fetish for virgins? In some societies, like Philippines, they're strongly religious. I mean, we have religion in our country, but it's far more religious in the Philippines. So you have religious reasons. And my wife is very religious for being a virgin until you're married, or certainly with a man you love. And yet, that was the situation, and crumbs want to turn it into something ugly. Oh, no, my first and second, well, my second wife, we had an annulment, but they weren't virgins. Most of my girlfriends weren't virgins. Some were. You see what I mean? We could talk about, well, I would say that if you're not religious, I wouldn't recommend a lot of sexual partners. I'd recommend ones you love, certainly of legal age. Take precautions, and that's what I feel. A lot of partners for women, just my viewpoint, it usually isn't a good thing. That's my viewpoint. I write to my ethos. I could say some religious people, you have to be a virgin. I don't say that. But I'm happy my wife was. I'm the only man she's ever known. I think that's a good thing. Don't I have a right to my feeling? So I'll ramble on and say a bunch of things. Sam obtained all cultures and ethnicities from love by penetration. Awesome. I was trying to make a point, saying it in kind of a creative, kind of sexy way, right? But love by penetration doesn't automatically mean by sex. A lot of times it does. My point, I'll stand by. A groovy way or good way or happy way of learning about a culture is to fall in love with somebody from that culture. And simplistically, that's Martin Luther King. We achieve racial harmony. You want me to say it crudely? By fucking. But by loving, interacting. That's a better way, right? By interacting. Because then you figure out that people are people, blah, blah. Yeah. Segregation, we had it in America, unfortunately. How did that work out for racial relations? So we're much better. We're not perfect. Love by penetration. And you learn about the culture. That's a great way because hopefully, like me, my second Latina girlfriend brought me in her family. My first one, we broke up. And yeah, it's a true story, a dramatic story that she turned out to be a junkie. And she wanted me to do it with her. And I did. I didn't know that. Look, I was 16. I was 17. And I was smart. And I was stupid too. And I was certainly naive. And I was lucky. And I met a lot of good people. And part of it was like police. If you're, I was looking really good. 16. I told people I was 19. Good looking. Clean. I was treated kind of good by the police. Compare that with a alcoholic 60-year-old horrible clothes. You get the idea that I was lucky, but ultimately I was robbed. I was robbed due to naivete. Oh, I sound like Terry. Naivete. I phoned home. So that's a real story. That's probably a predictable story. And it happened to me. And I was lucky. Except one time, and I talked about that. And even that story was twisted. I needed shelter. So I talked to a lot of people, and this one guy said, well, I'll give you, you can sleep on the couch in the living room. Just do a couple things for me. And I said, what kind of things? And he said, well, maybe I'll give you, go move some things for me. What do you mean? Well, I sell a little marijuana dope. And you're not going to sell it. Didn't sell it, but just deliver it. I was like a delivery guy, right? From that, I'm a dope dealer. No, the guy did. Yeah, anyway, presentation of truth. People I deal with here, reputation I don't care that much about because I care about people like German lady, May Noodles, who respect the truth. The haters are going to project. You get it? So you can't win, but you can try to clarify. And then the people who want the truth will get it. Okay. 30 minutes. If knocked out, don't come up. Actually, knocked out, don't come up. Because I want to get through chat and leave. I'm opening up the chat to even trolls. Even somebody like Not Late General. I want to be more tolerant. Yeah, I'm not creepy. I never was. Oh, I experimented. Do you really think some of the things I did when I was a teenager rise to something horrible 20 years later? Yeah, I took a shower with two beautiful men over 18. Wasn't aroused. What else do they want to make a big deal? I didn't sell dope. Oh, I know. Really? I was curious about my body. That who did I hurt in exploring my body? They make a big deal. They, meaning not everybody, but people who don't want the truth and twist it. A big deal that I was limber. I was on my back, and I thought, can my dick reach my mouth? Did I hurt anybody? What is so bizarre about that? I didn't, and then they have me sucking my penis off to orgasm. That didn't happen. But looking back, I wonder what it would have felt like. They want to make a big deal about how did that hurt anything? That was a one-time thing, and actually, it was a little too weird for me. So, but does that compare to selling drugs? Does that compare to being interested in a older daughter of one of the people you're with, or lying about being married? How about, does that compare to threatening to pull up at my house? Give me a fucking break. You're stupid. Those people who equate that as an equal thing. I was curious about my body. I didn't experiment everything. Then there's Dana. I wonder if she's going to stay. You've heard these stories. Let me go to chat. Sorry. I'm not ashamed of that. Like Lauren said, don't tell them all this. That's me. I share my life and I try to learn my life. I'm not ashamed of experimenting. Ask Dana. It's healthy to experiment. One needs to form one's own identity, or you're just a carbon copy of your parents. Dana, there you are. See, I partly like being here now I can say hello to a lady. I just went in her chat the other day. Hadn't seen her for years. Good person. We got good and bad here. And most people are probably in between. Dana is heroic, and she's a therapist. We might have gone to the same psychology program. I like to have her up first to validate that I do indeed have 2 degrees. Someone said who doesn't have a degree, I think that psychology is for ladies. Not at all. The creators of psychoanalysis, the early days, were nearly all men and doctors. It's just dealing with humans, and it's heroic. And yet this cheap intellect made like it wasn't. Psychology is not worthwhile. Psychology is about application, helping human beings. And it works for a lot of people. Most people, it makes it better. Freud said that psychoanalysis doesn't extremely improve, but it helps. Well, I think it helped a lot. Freud wasn't the best at coming up with a workable therapy. He was better at theory. Cognitive therapy is very effective. Behavioralist therapy is very effective, etc. So I'm proud that I have those 2 degrees, and I have 2 credentials too. People without education put down education. Dana helps people with the years of education. She could have made more money, right? They do well, therapists. But I'm sure Dana didn't become a therapist to make money. She could have gone into business. You get it? Okay. Yeah, I like Dana a lot. Thank you for coming in. Wow. Maybe one day we'll talk again. Talk about smart. Dana, super smart. I used to get mad because she'd go and RDA and try to, if you're smart, you figure you'll talk nice, you'll work it through. And one time, Dana has a maybe Jewish father or mother. And so Dana just comes in to have a good time or help people. And Wazi started saying Jew jokes. There's creepiness, prejudice, right? Dana was treated horribly, and yet she's in my chat. Yeah, I'm ecstatic is happy. Let's put it that way. Happy. Thank you for coming in, Dana. I'm going to be on probably for 30 minutes or less. I'm not having a link, but hopefully another time. And I want to go over to Dana's and talk. Did I come on air? I forget. Yeah, I'd still talk about her because she said things that matter. Things that matter. You got to be practical if you're a therapist, right? I was attacked because I got through a program with a lot of success. I did therapy in Simi Valley, by the way, Dana, as a intern. When you get your degree, you got to put up all these hours interning to become a licensed therapist. And after 2 months of doing therapy under supervision, it was depressing. Don't make fun of me. I had to experience it, and I was cool enough to say, okay, I don't want to do this the rest of my life. I'm not going to be happy. And patients, actually, most people are called clients. Patients in the old days. Psychiatrists might still use patient. Anyway, I had enough integrity to leave, to quit. I was good. I'm good. But I did the right decision. Why go through life if you don't have to? Not liking what you do and being depressed. And some people can handle it, but it's kind of naive again, right? But I had to apply it to see my experience. Maybe I would have liked it. But in reality, you work with a lot of depressed people. And I'd never worked with depressed people on that scale before. I knew depressed people, and I was able to move on. I helped people for those 2 months. And then eventually I taught, but I ended up working for a peace organization. And someone said, did I help people? Yeah, as part of a team. We prevented situations of violence. Right? Oh, I didn't help people. These dummies, because I bring up to people, how do you help people? Like gorilla. You hurt people. So I kind of divide people who help, people of substance, and people who have nothing who want to hurt. Not good to divide people that simplistically, but that's one way. So thank you, Dana, for coming in. Yeah, I take forever to read chat. Now you remember. YB Clips. That's why Baby Love's last husband committed suicide. Now, I have to say allegedly, please, you guys, right? And women. I don't know that. But so let's make that an allegation. Before I found out that she was out here. Well, I really don't like that terminology, YB Clips. We're over 18, but I need to give more freedom to chat. But I will say, you said it. I certainly would have made a question, allegedly, and not used that word. Maybe prostitute, allegedly. German lady does a lot more good than her occasional problems. And when she has a problem, she gets attacked, she acknowledges it. I personally disagreed with German lady when she doxed, as she acknowledged, Charlotte's child. I just didn't say it on here. I went to German lady's comment section and wrote it where anybody could see it. You know what she did? She apologized. And yet the slime buckets want Charlotte and German lady to fight. They want us to fight. They want us to fight. You guys, they accuse me. No, I want people to have the opportunity to go one-on-one, dummy, the best way. You slanderers, slander and chat and discords, and you want people to not like each other. I want people to like each other. And then I feel good too. German lady was in combat, was fighting with Jojo, right? They came up on Sha, and by the end of it, they had a positive resolution. It happens a lot. Most of all, the best streaming is giving people the opportunity of talking to each other. Don't you want to hear that? And then I get out of the way because panels and other people interfere. Why don't the dummies get that? That's what I want. Rather than have people fight from chat, on air, Discord, bring them up, let them interact, and then I try to get out of the way. That's a good thing. And some of the people copy what I do and then don't acknowledge it. Yeah, I'm effective. I don't get huge numbers like some people. People copy me a lot. I try a lot. And baby love, I did whole streams of just art with music. How about baby love? I did a fair positive 4-part documentary. Some of it was futuristic. Some was fictional in the sense that I predicted that, say, Andy Cruz might run for public office. I do many things, baby love. You don't seem to get that. I am creative. And I like cultures. And the best way, I think, of learning about a culture is to fall in love. I said it that way. Love by penetration. I know some people, I only have one type. No, I have many types. My preference is for somebody blonde hair and blue eye, like me. But I love black women are often beautiful, and I've had intimacy with black women, marriage, and with, I was trying to think of all the different colors, Japanese American, who was brought up in Royal Heights, and Micronesian. My wife is Filipino. My first wife is Jewish. I don't remember any Muslims, but why not? Other ethnicities, a few Hispanics, beautiful, and others. That's a good thing, by the way. Learning about culture because of love. And you criticize me, you dummies. I encourage it. I believe in Martin Luther King. I don't like segregation. It doesn't help. You might have fewer problems, but life is more interesting, I think, with diversity. And America is better because of it. Now you're just picking up people who contribute to society. Maybe they've been here 30 years. And imagine how cold you're within the warmth of your family. All of a sudden, you're driving, you're pulled from a car, and you're sent to a cold prison-like detention center. How's that the best of America? How is that the best of them? That's the worst of America. We have a constitutional right to call it out, and I do, even if it's only 26 people. Think about it. If there's a peaceful protest, go to it. I'm going to. I was inspired by baby love. I didn't appropriate any cultural. I've done streams on a lot of cultures, including Southern, white, brown. How dare you? Dare you? Someone even called me a racist. I'm no racist. I removed my co-host because he said the N-word and N-word. No. Most educated people especially learn and are less prejudiced, right? Education. Good education produces less prejudice, because then you learn the reality is every group can contribute and we all got the same blah, blah. We all bleed red. And this is what I've talked about, not just one-on-one. I've talked about this over and over. Dana, what's that hierarchy? Something like Malinowski, the hierarchy of needs, is so influential. I talked about that. It just Everybody should know about that. Dana, Ross, the failed plumber, still tries to be relevant, and Lyman is being a me. Yeah, Dana and I got lore, and some of those people are still around. Dana used to be so nice, trying to influence and help people like Wazi Daw. He's still around, but he's still hateful. The nature of hate, right? It's hard. Integration is, some people, are they born evil? It's an old nature nurture thing. Was Wazi born? I know a little bit about Wazi's background. We used to talk, and he openly on Discord said that his father was very old. I think he used to be a detective or some such, and he was an alcoholic. And because there was so much age difference, his father didn't pay him much attention. So if you're a therapist, a lot of therapies look at background, not every, but my name rhymes with banana. Is there a mod that can put her link? You got to check out Dana, and you'll learn. It's a learning place. She's not into the fighting for fighting's sake. She's into the solution. Yeah, thank you, Dana. Maybe she's streaming again. At least, was it a week or two ago? I saw your stream. YB clips. Are we talking about Baby Love? Was supposed to go visit him the day that he committed. Oh, I really don't want to get into that. That's, yeah. I mean, we could talk about it, but it's just too, it's depressing. And honestly, that kind of talk is really not meant for YouTube. There's no therapy. It's out of context. And people, therapy, you need a safe therapeutic environment, hopefully with a licensed professional. People accuse, nobody does therapy. It can't be done here. And it should not be done here. Berlin is super. It's always been groovy. It was groovy before World War II. It was like the center of civilization. And it's a happening place. Berlin. Wonderful. I think Lydia just went there. And if she came up, we could talk about Berlin. That's okay too. We don't have to talk about conflict. Cake Princess, one of my favorite people. David Folds is interesting because David Folds called someone I like a compulsive liar, right? But David has the right to say that. I don't like that. I don't agree with it. But you need people who disagree. And I will defend David Folds. I don't see where he's done anything bad. He's disagreed. He probably called me a liar at some point. But chats benefit from having David Folds. YB clips, I'll keep this, but I don't think I'll highlight it. I will support a wild German lady. Go check out, I think, the best chatter in terms of force anywhere that I've ever seen. I've known some influential chatters, right? But I don't think anyone is forceful and righteous as O'Grady. Thank you, German lady. Yeah, who's this? Berlin? We could talk about it. You really see a difference. I was even thinking of the architecture. East Germany, when it was East Germany, the communists put up really bad architecture, right? So you can notice the difference as you walk in the old East, like that tower place, right? Alexander Platz, maybe that's what it's called. I'm reading the chat. No, it's not pretend. Really, I'm always been this way. I'm not having people up. If I did, I always love having German. We really have pretty good chemistry. German lady and I. We're quick. We're funny. We'll disagree. We'll agree. She's a smart lady. There's Lydia. Lydia is brilliant in that she can navigate credit back among many different channels. Andy likes her. I like her. She says she's a troll, but she's a force. And she had her own show. I think last night I was in chat, and we like her. Most people like her. And she's very engaging, not extreme, not arrogant. And she might be the brightest one of all of us. Brightest one of all of us. Let me prove it. How many of you could get into medical school like Lydia? I couldn't because I'm not that good in math, but she did. And it's interesting that she quit. So I quit after being a teacher. I liked it, but not the bureaucracy or the pay. And she quit. And are you happy quitting? I'm happy that I quit and went on to something else. Very interesting person. And normal. She sounds really normal. She calls herself a troll. I don't think of her as a troll. Just a really good, righteous lady. Yeah, YB clips. No, thank you. See, that's the value of David. He just he gets to the right thing to say. No talking about kids. And mods, if you see anyone talking about kids, delete the comment. All right. Did I read his comment? Did it include kids? Dan, a little bit. So happy to have you here. No, we used to talk, but it's been 2 years, 3 years. And she's always been one of my favorite people. I think she got treated so bad. I don't know why she went off the If she ever comes up, I'll ask her. Real life matters. Dana, I was talking about I don't want to deal with people who don't matter, who don't have substance. And I've only mentioned a couple of people very quick. I don't want to fight with these people. Now, May Noodles does. And I'm her co-host and I support her. But May Noodles fights with people she wants to. I don't want to fight with most of those people. I don't. And but they keep talking about me. A lot of them, like Thug Life, want me to fight to get more views. I don't want to. And I'm popular enough. People talk about me, Dana, even though my views are not the highest for sure, but they're acceptable for sure. Thank you. And I'll have fewer now that we talk about more life, profound, important, and silly things, not just fighting. I'm tired of it. Start talking about folds. You better fall back. Trust me. This guy has his own protectors. David Folds is a force too. Just probably not as much talked about as who are we talking as O'Grady. I gotta skip a lot of these. Now I gotta go. 15 minutes. Good chat. But somebody appearing can make me feel really good. It's not weird. I don't love her. We don't have off air. I just really, really like Dana a little bit as a streamer, as a human being. And see, I should still be here because I still like and get a good, positive, appropriate feeling by talking to some of you and even people who I haven't talked to for 2 years, not even, especially. And I hope Dana comes back. If she goes on air, I'll definitely join the chat if she wants people up. I love talking to her. I'm getting a little too enthusiastic, but Dana, some of these creeps I've had to deal with. But, YB clips. I'm going to keep you as long as you don't talk about kids. And people, I think you say some very important things. YB clips. Doesn't mean I agree with them all the time. Did you, one thing I don't agree with, did you put up a phone number of Baby Love? If so, I call that out, man. It takes away your validity. It's not a good thing to do if you did it. Don't do it. Don't do it, man. And if you do it here, if you dox here, I got to ban you, and I will. So don't do it. I wish you wouldn't do it anywhere. But does Baby Love dox? I don't know. I thought she doxed in the chat, but I might have been wrong. I hope not. I hope not. But everybody should call that out if she did. If she did. Little folks. Well, Dana is not a little. She's more experienced than me. She's a mother. I just when I talked to Dana a little bit years ago, I think she was married, and then I just talked to her in chat or something, and you're no longer married, and I don't know if you want to talk about it, but it'd be interesting. Did you divorce? Did you separate? The divorce of the therapist would interest me, because skills, knowledge doesn't always work. Loving somebody doesn't always work. Some people can love each other. I like to think of that as my first wife and not be meant to spend the rest of their lives together. But that'd be a really interesting conversation with Dana, right? Because she had the knowledge, all the right things, but sometimes all the right things don't make it right. Sorry, that was kind of stupidly put, but hi, NAMCAP. Well, again, I like these people. NAMCAP, I like. YB Clips, important in helping provoke the truth. How do we got to prison grape? I don't think I was talking about it. Did somebody, YB? Oh, okay, I got it. So according to YB Clips, allegedly, the boyfriend or husband, I'm not sure, is in prison. So if it's true, is it also true if allegedly Baby Love took $20 to have phone sex with Terry? Is that ethical, right, wrong? We talk about ethics here. Ethics are a part of life. So it's an interesting topic, I think. Grape, did somebody mention that? I don't know. We could talk about that, but I can't talk about it through my experience, because I was locked up one time as a juvenile, never went to prison, but people like Exile have. And those are interesting conversations to me, right? Groups in prison. How about this guy threatened to come to my house? Tough guy, right? Tough guy. Well, yeah, but the best fighters are in prison, right? Aren't they? So how does that end up? If you're going to be a fighter, you're going to be a dummy. As an adult in high school, you got to prove yourself. I get it. If someone's trying to hurt you, I get it. But most of these dummies threaten. They're not tough guys. And Bruce Lee said, you're not tougher than a gun. So there's people here who, I'm a tough guy. Okay, but I don't want to fight you. I want to have a good life. I don't want to get sued. I don't want to go to prison. I don't have to prove anything. There's tougher people than me and people I'm tough. It's stupid. As an adult, when you're in high school, it's part of the world, right? Or even really any part. You got to defend yourself in first grade, kindergarten. You really do. And even though the teachers will say, don't do it, you have to do it, or you're going to be picked on. You're going to be picked on. So there's what we're told and what is the truth. Funny how Sam still attracts the same type of people. He is so gifted. Well, I like to think I attract smart people who keep up. Some of these streamers, I get bored. They don't keep up. Some stuff is simple. Like some things are complicated, and I'm simple about love, right? If I knew all about love, how did I get divorced? So then you get into, how can a man absolutely understand a woman? I don't think that's possible, because biology has a fact. How can a woman understand a man? Same thing, right? But it's fun when it's going well. Like I joke with May Noodles. Do you love Brutal Mafia? She won't answer. Maybe she remembers that she said that on Sha to Gorilla. But I'll keep trying. That's a good thing, right? Love is a good thing. And complicated. And it can become a bad thing. But right, Dana, as Freud said, life is love and work. You take away love. Wow. That's too heavy a price. At least you want hope of love. But when your heart's sick, it's not fun. Not fun. Especially as a teenager. I mean, as a teenager, it hit me even worse. YB, sometimes it's okay to repeat yourself. People need it sometimes. I'm not taking a position on YB Clips, but I think he's brought truth, and for everybody to decide. That's all. If he put up a phone number, that's horrible. But it wasn't here. It's still bad if he did it. Whoever does it, with exceptions, Dana, because Brutal Mafia doxed Wazzy Doggy. Well, that's a good thing, because Wazzy Doggy was trying to put German lady in jail. Wazzy Doggy, Dana, took my voice off a sound card. Not me, my voice. Made it sound like I was talking to children inappropriately and called me a P word. He needed to be stopped. That might even be criminal. It should be. So we don't believe in doxings. Personally, there are exceptions. But not a phone number of Baby Love, if that's true. Of course I call that out. I think it hurts you, YB Clips, if you did it. I'm not sure you did. I'd want to hear from you. David Foles. Oh. Okay, this isn't over 18, but let's put it up. I'm going to go over 2 hours. What a surprise. So YB Clips eats the jizz from hookers. By the way, people go at me like I eat my jizz. I tried it one time, and I'm not ashamed of it. It tasted kind of salty. Was it kind of icky? Yeah. But this thing is coming out of my body. I mean, not that I taste shit. That's too gross, believe me. But yeah, I tasted my blood, kind of copper. So I was talking about someone called me a white, what is that, yellow shower fetish. No fetish. I tried it one time. My girlfriend did it. There weren't even many drips. I tried it. You get it? The other, number 2 shit, I would never, believe me, ever tried. Gross. But yeah. But one time trying it, not like it, and somehow the scumbags make me a white shower fetish. Stop with that. It's good to experiment. Not illegal. It didn't hurt anybody. And now I know I don't like it. These people, Dana, why do they, what kind of lives do they live? They never try things. Yeah, I went through a period of decadence. Right? Luckily, I tried drugs. Probably not a good thing. You have to have limits if you're going to experiment with drugs. But I did it. I was typical, I think. And hopefully Dana would understand. What do we need to get Sam's attention? Sam, what about his lonely? You're not lonely. I'm interested in you as a person. Did you find love again? What happened to your marriage? When I knew you, he sounded like a really good guy. He's probably a good guy. And things happen, life happens, and that'd be an interesting conversation. Dana, a little bit. Check her out. A little bit too much. Probably. What was I talking about too much? A lot of too much. Somebody wants Daria's opinion. I think David does. I respect Daria's opinion. People have any conversation in chat. I don't know time for, but I will go back. Good chat. Dana, this little guy had a mock funeral for Sha. It flopped. A lot of awkward signs. So this creep is having a mock funeral. One person who knows me didn't see the beginning, came in, and actually thought I died. My point is, people are always trying to pronounce you gone or dead or stunned. But here I am. I've learned, keep trucking. Right, Dana? And it says something about somebody wants to silence you. They don't want to silence you out of strength. Right? Well, that's not entirely true, but I don't. I respect people to listen. No one's, I don't want any channel dead unless it's criminal. And it's a sign of insecurity. And so I poked this guy, Dana, this little short guy. Nothing wrong with short people, but short character. I pushed him, and he was known as a nice guy, and he declared war on me. He said I broke up his relationship. Bullshit. He declared war. I said, war? You haven't been at real war. But he's been trying to silence me, and he's freaking out. He's freaking out a little bit, right? I have a likeness. See, I used to like the guy a lot, and he turned. But Dana, was he always horrible, or was he good and turned horrible? Kind of a little nature nurture kind of thing. Which came first? I want to really talk to Dana at some point. Psychology stuff. David liking Daria, as everybody should. How can you not like Daria? I guess you could if you're evil. Yeah, I need to move on. Sorry. Shamcap is one of the best chatters. And I want to talk about all things. I want to talk about clothes with Namcap. Clothes are important. You're out. Okay. Bye, Dar. I mean, clothes have to do with how we present ourselves to the world. They're important, right? They show a lot. So anyway. Dana was here a little bit. Yeah. Did she leave? Isn't that cool? Good comments. I'm just out of time. Where's my wife? I have an agreement with my wife. Basically, don't be on there. Well, she has different shifts, and she woke up about 4 o'clock. So she finally got to sleeping, which might be a problem because later on she can't sleep, but she's sleeping, I think. That's why it came on. I was waiting to come on for her to sleep. Brutally Lauren, one of my few friends. Hey, a true friend. I was talking about Terry, the Grubler, true friend, years and years. We've had conflict, but here we are. And May Noodles. Who would think that May Noodles and I would be on friendly terms, co-host? But guess what? Here we are. They leave the Philippines to bring home higher pay. They don't go hungry. They work together. Yeah, exactly. The good thing about a family when you have poverty is they have to rely on each other to survive. A lot of people, including from Mexico, come to this country for economic reasons. Not my wife, not my wife. But it helped. I mean, she enjoys that I'm prosperous. It's part of who we are, what we present to our partner. And financial stability is attractive in any country, and especially from a poor country. So if I was a poor American, maybe I wouldn't be with her. But I didn't buy her. That is just slander. Slander against her. Some of that is true, but not me. It's who's the Terry keeps talking about? Terry, the German guy, used to be with Shift. He has his own channel now. Only a couple people interest me, but not this guy. Really, he said he was done with me, but he kept talking about me. Well, I'm done with you and don't want to talk about you. I've lost interest. I want people of substance, and most people in chat are so far. Good comments, but I have to skip it. Welcome, Merry Go Wrong. Get on the right road. Mike Saha, I was a little rough on Mike. I welcome you back. I was in a terrible mood about 2 months ago. I got real angry because people I thought I trusted. 2 people I had defended for years. One person against me, gave her a wrench. We had good conversation. So this one person, and I won't say the name, used to DM her and protected her against me. She used to say how funny I was and how great I was. Ask her. It's Karina. I won't tell you what was said in DM. It was mostly pleasant, very pleasant, nice DM. And then I asked her, 2 people, Karina, you wanted me to defend against me. I gave you a wrench. I do the best I can. And she's one of the person I said, well, this scumbag is attacking me, not for one day, not for like 4 days in a row, just slandering me 4 or 5 days in a row about me, Sam Hill, humble Sam Hill, not so humble. And she wouldn't do it. So yeah, 2 people I wanted, who I defended, and she said she loved Sha. I'm so funny. She loved it, and then she didn't defend me, but she might be a great person. But on air, she wanted me to defend her, and when she went to defend me, I look at her neutrally. And one of the things Karina did, allegedly, was tell younger men than her, and someone said she's allegedly 67 years old, that she would catfish to masturbate then, allegedly, with the younger men. Really, Karina? And I told her, don't talk about me, and I won't bring this up. But she does. You did, Karina. So I say allegedly, but I'll tell you, personally, I never got involved in knowing that about Karina. But now, if that happened, what do you guys think? I think it's dreadful and horrible. And she said I betrayed her? No, I didn't betray you. You start talking bad about me. So what's the truth, Karina? Allegedly, did you, Karina, use a picture of a younger woman? And then did you, Karina, have masturbatory ejaculating sex with them? I'm asking. Only because she supports slanderous scumbags against me. So what is it, Karina? No, I liked her. I defended her. And then they make it seem like, oh, I want people. No, only certain people, 2 people I defended. That's unfair. So you want to keep going at me, Karina? I'll keep going, right? But with the truth. You support, Karina, seems anybody who hate on me. And a lot of people hate on me because they hate on me. This one person says, Sam, you used to have a problem with me being friends with this one person. Here's the important part. Okay, you're friends with a person who calls me, lies about me, calls me a pedo. If anybody called that woman that, I would react strongly against. Why don't you mention that, Charlotte? See, I don't want to go at her. I don't want to not mention her uh, when it's when I feel bad about it. I miss her what I thought was a friendship. 99% of the time, funny, smart. Most of all, here's another thing. I defended you for years against that British guy. He got mad at me. Believe me, he porn bombed me for years. Was that inappropriate after I defended you against that slime ball? When this creeper guy goes after me, lies, not for one day, day after day. No, I don't apologize. I don't want your apology, but you were wrong. Why? Because I defended you. And it cost you being special because you were special on Sha. Now people want you partly so you can go after me or May. Don't you get it? You're a smart woman. Disappointing. I can't really dislike her because most of the time we laughed. She's smart. She knows about books. Did I want her on air? Yeah, but I wanted you on air before you fought. I liked you on air. And the process is you didn't have to come up. Of course, I want good streaming. Is that manipulation? No, you can't be manipulated. You're too smart. You had a major conflict. And as a streamer, I was honored to give you your opportunity, if you wanted to, against me. Did I force you up? I said, come on up. So it's all wrong. And if you ever figure it out, I'd welcome trying to work it out with you. I know May doesn't like you. Some people do. Terry doesn't like you. I like you. But I think you've been wrong. But I don't need an apology. And I'm not going to apologize to you. I've done nothing wrong. I defended you. Do you hear my mixed emotions? That's just being human. I don't. Straight hate is ugly. And straight worship is not truth. Right? You hear my kind of regret. No one's going to get me not to like her. I'm trying not to really go after her, but to let you know my perspective. I'll say it another time. I defended this good lady against a bad man, in my opinion. Not for months, always. Even when he perceived me as one of his main enemies. He showed that by porn bombing Sha a number of times. I think he hated me. Now I don't know. I did it mainly for you. I did. And that's the person I asked to defend me. How about when the creeps bring up that I bought my wife, she was 16. Come on, Charlotte, you know that's not true. You couldn't dispute that at least. So I hope we can talk. She wanted to. I won't tell you how. And I was so upset. I didn't talk. It takes time, right? Now, she said she wanted no association with me, and I respect that. We don't have to talk. I'll try, when you attack me, as you're doing more and more, I'll do my best not to respond. I will. I'll do my best. Did I say horrible things about her? I don't think so. 2 hours and 14 minutes. Thank you, guys. Good chat. Dana a little bit showed up. A lot of weirdness. Oh, you're surprised. You're surprised, Dana. She hears probably horrendous things in therapy. She comes in here and she's surprised. I like that. Dana never got cynical. That's why I'm sure you're a great therapist, because she still believes, right? Or she wouldn't try to help people. So if I was looking for a therapist, I'd contact you and pay you. Believe me, I'd pay you. I'm serious about that. I would trust Dana a little bit. But then I don't want to know about you. Right? I wouldn't want to violate that therapeutic relationship. Here is not me saying it. I love Dana. You had an effect, Dana. Sometimes we don't know the effect. Because when I went off, I had people somehow contact me saying, because I left the internet for a couple of weeks, come back, Sam Hill. I said, well, I don't know you, but thank you. Well, that's what I like to think. Because some people don't want to be part chat. Some people don't want to be targeted. But I know you're out there, and I appreciate you. I appreciate Namcap is a good guy. I appreciate you, Namcap. People attack him because he likes to dress. A lot of people like to dress well. Good comment. Let's see. Evil Terry, the globalist German. I think he doesn't really respect Americans. I don't know that he's a globalist. I don't think at this point he's evil. I'll say that. And that's why I'm trying to talk to him. I think if we didn't ever meet, and then we met each other at a party, we didn't know we could have a good conversation. But it started out with shift, and actually, he took my words from an erotic. I used to write. I still write a lot, but not like I used to. It was based on erotic experience, truth, and he put music to it, and I liked it. And I didn't give him a hard time. Yes, he didn't ask my permission, but once you don't like somebody and they go after you, then you get critical. But I'm glad he did it. Why? Because it wasn't, there was no money to be made. It wasn't some popular song. It was a fun, original, quirky thing for 2,500 people, let's say. So even though, well, I want to kind of not fight with this guy. So I'll say, I'm glad you did it. No hard feelings. People enjoyed it. And drummer, why do people come up and do this? Like, I think you probably don't like me. So let's agree that get out of here. That's all. I got to stop going, see, I got to work on that. I presented one or two comments from YB clips. So I think it's fair for a counter. David Foltz. At this point, YB clips, your cowardice is on show. Come on, dude, be a man and go at me. He means in a peaceful way in chat. So this reminds me, I think I'm kind of proud of this. And I'll tell you what I did. Small thing. And give my reaction. I was in the chat of May Noodles, waiting. I was bored. I was in chat. And then someone told me to shut up. So then, don't do that. But instead of saying don't do that, I said, let my fingers go. Let my insults go in a very controlled way. Because it was described as a spurg. Isn't a spurg out of control? But if you look at those words, it was very controlled. I could have stopped at any point. There was not great emotion other than I liked letting my hands fly, right? Just let them go. And I wrote, within 15 minutes, I think, 150 insults. And Terry had fun with it. And he was putting me down like I spurred. No, I don't think it was a spurg. If it was a spurg, okay. But can anyone else do that? I've been here years. I never saw somebody coherently insult somebody in chat 150. Yeah, I don't think I'm exaggerating. I was going to go back and count, but I don't care. 150 comments. Just easy for me. I've never seen anybody do that. Have you? So if you like me, I think Brutal Mafia said applauded. If you don't like me, you make fun of it as a spurg. Call it what you want. No one else could do that. No one else could do that. But I do. And I did. And May Noodles said it was funny. I thought it was funny. But was it a spurg? Not really. But if you want to attack me, it's really kind of groovy. And, oh, that person was so brilliant. No, once I began, I was just going to keep doing it. So sad. It was, I'll give acknowledgement. It was Alex 1. That's going to be your claim to fame, huh? Okay. But it's what I did, dummy. Most people could have done what you did. No one could have done what I did. So did May keep that up? I don't know. I'm kind of proud of it. Not a great pride. I got to skip. I'm sorry. How about this? I'm sorry, you guys. I'm going to go to new comments. May Noodles showed up. Do you want to come on air, May Noodles? I really, I didn't want to go past 2 hours, but May Noodles is so interesting. She keeps me on long. My wife's still sleeping. Yeah, it's probably, see, I always like being with May Noodles on air. But over 2 hours. So May Noodles is a fascinating person. She's everybody talks to everybody. A lot of people talk about her and me. Basically, she has conflict. She's a mother of 5. She's going back to school, I think, to be a lawyer. And she goes low, or has, after people who go low. I like her. I do. People say, oh, Sam, she's not getting better. Yeah, she is better. Someone said, oh, she's not getting better. These are docs against Baby Love. Baby Love came on and said, no, it's not docs. Maybe YB Clips put my phone number. And then something about grandma. But initially, Baby Love said, no, May did not dox that. Who is Baby Love? We're finding out. I liked her. I respected her, but maybe less. Maybe less so. Thank you, YB Clips. He's wrong or right. He's going to get us to the truth. And he's willing to come up. He's been on air. Check out YB Clips if you see him, his channel. I'll call him out. If you put up the phone number of Baby Love, that's wrong. That's wrong. And if you did it here, I'd remove you. I'd ban you. But I don't know what he'd say. Did he really do that? I don't know. Baby Love is a hypocrite. Yeah, I was so respectful to her. And then she called me culture vulture, because I like the culture. I showed respect. Something's wrong with you, Baby Love, if you believe that. Do you really believe that? Did I not treat her with respect? Why did she do? On air with me, she thanked me. She was nice in chat. We talked 2 or 3 times, cordial. And then she says terrible things about me. Not cool. Not truth is really important in Hispanic culture. Who's the one against culture? You're lying. You're lying. You called me a creep, yet I find out about you. Listen, no one's ever put up a DM of me being a creep. 6 years. 6 years. And yet you believe people who slander me? Really? You need to get groovy, Baby Love. I still don't want to go at you, but how dare you? Shame on you. I've been only respectful to you. And you're going to prove May Noodles is correct. I'll go back now and put a couple comments on because I skipped to current. Terry has great loss. Terry, I like kind of hearing him. He can be funny. If we are one-on-one, I would refute just about everything he attacks me for. He said, I'm arrogant. I criticize myself all the time. My first marriage, I'm guilty about. I should be doing more, but here's the thing, Terry. I'm running for mayor, assuming this YouTube stuff doesn't prevent me, right? Doesn't prevent me. I'm figuring out ways I won't be doxxed. I think I can do it. I think I can win. And what about that, Terry? I don't need the money. Will I get attention? Yeah, it'll be good for my ego. But if I lose, it won't. So I'm taking a risk. It's not, I have to prepare for winning, because that means I have to do stuff. I have to do stuff. But yeah, I've decided to do it. I've told some people I'm going to do it. Told some people I want to do it. And I'll probably use a lot of my money. I just don't want to, I don't want to beg for money. I don't beg, I don't ask for money here. I don't need it. Right? Do you, Cherry, do you ask for money? You do. Right? But okay, I attacked him for kind of begging, but he's got a right to do it. It's just sad to me. Can I say that, Terry? How much money did you make at your job compared to your coffee money? He's very thin-skinned. Terry is. Does he like me or hate me? I'm not sure. But I'm not sure how I feel about him. Do I want to go one-on-one? For the first time, he said, yeah, well, we'll debate. It's got to be really strict. Was it Oxford rules? No, you're not going to put conditions like that, bullshitter. And if he said, let's do it. Let's go to Baby Love. Let's go. No. If you want to, you're going to have to wait it on me now, motherfucker, till I'm ready. Because I like dueling with him in a sense. But he lies about me. May, if you come up, I'll go hours. Because I like being on air with you. So another time. This was going to be 2 hours. Not too bad. But May Noodles is against the odds. There's more people who don't like us than like us. Kind of reminds me of Barbaros. Don't put up that picture again. It's one of my favorite biblical stories. Right? You've heard it. I've talked. It's true. HB. HB. If you set up your own channel, I'll come over. It's like, I don't like HB, right? My old co-host. And then time goes by and I like him. I don't dislike him that much. And I end up liking you again. Isn't time funny? Because I miss the good times. Yeah, right? Time can do that if it's cool. And yeah, but maybe this would have been a great stream for hours, but I can't. I mean, I can, but my wife's going to wake up. But if you go fire up a channel, maybe May will come on. Strike 'em, Sam. We got good people here. Oh, okay. You have better. There'll always be better numbers. I will say we have the smartest chat. We have the smartest chat. So take that, little man. Go be with your hate box. Terry, let's have a back and forth. He's because he's got all that. The German culture is fascinating. The history is fascinating. And World War II is just a small particle of the history. And I think the acceptance of the pathology of the Nazis had to do with German culture following authority. Following authority. Most Germans, I believe, did not want the psychopathology of extermination. I don't believe it. Anti-Semitism was probably a majority view, but 1/3 were Nazi members, I believe, or 1/3 of Germans supported Nazi, right? 1/3 of colonists supported the American Revolution. 1/3 supported the British. 1/3 were neutral. What I'm saying is, the few run the world. Here too. So even though, and I'll end here. I'll try to be kind of coherent. We are fewer. We are fewer. My hero said, the ones who would follow him would be in the minority. All the disciples, I believe, I'm no great, believe me, biblical, I'm not. But all the disciples were killed. After the crucifixion, the disciples ran. Right? Barbaros was saved because not enough people voiced their support for the other choice. You seen this picture? There he is. Terrible. His consequence, the man who lost. Consequence was not losing a channel. Not losing a channel. Losing his life, but only in a way. And here we are. Over 2,000 years ago, it happened. But here we are. This Sunday night, 22 people watching. Inspired. All we ever have. Redemption song. Thank you so much for giving me a chance. Till we meet again, my name is Sam Hill.